Hi guys, I'm Brian McCauley and welcome to the McCauley's Design Workshop. Today in part 8 of the guitar build, we're going to be focusing on the neck and the fretboard. You might notice this fretboard has a couple frets already installed in it. That's because I didn't get as far in this video as I would have liked to. When I cut up my fret wire to install the frets, I realized that there is not enough fret wire in one standard 2-foot length of fret to do a whole guitar. So I'm short some fret wire. So instead of continuing on without enough fret wire, I decided to just kind of split the video up a little bit and do things a little bit differently. I had hoped to have the neck completely done for this video, fretted, the holes drilled for the tuning pegs, and some sort of inlay design on the headstock. Once that's done, essentially we can mount it to the guitar. But we'll cover that stuff in the next video. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to take the neck, we're going to shape it, we're going to carve it, we're going to flush it up with the fretboard. We're going to radius the fretboard, we're going to do all the inlays for the fret markers, and we're going to cut the fret slots. So if you'd like to see how I did it, stick around. So to start off, I'm going to work on the fretboard. I've already milled my blank to the thickness and it's obviously oversized. So what I've done is I've marked out where all the slots need to go for the frets based on the measurements in the plans, and I'm just using a flush trim saw, an adjustable square, and a clamp to guide my cuts. After that, I need to lay out for the fret marker inlays. And at the drill press, I will drill 1/8 inch deep holes for the dot inlays that I'm going to put in. Next, I'll take the fretboard over to the bandsaw and trim it down to its rough size. And to get the fretboard to its final size, I'll use a pattern routing bit with a straight edge. Here I'm making a dowel for the fret markers. I just improvised this with a old saw blade and a 1/4 inch hole drilled through it. And with the dowel made and cut into small sections, it's time to glue them into the fretboard. And after trimming them with the flush cut saw, I'll clean them up with a sander. Now the fretboard is ready to be glued to the neck. You have to be a little careful here because you don't actually want to glue the fretboard onto the body of the guitar. So you have to be careful where you spread the glue. Also, you need to make sure that the center line of the fretboard lines up with the center line on the body of the guitar as well as on the headstock of the guitar. This is not something you want to be misaligned. With the fretboard glued to the neck, I'll use a pattern routing bit again to flush the sides of the neck with the fretboard. Here I'm using a 12-inch radius block to put a radius on the fretboard. Fretboards on guitars aren't generally flat. Usually they have a little bit of a curve to them, and I prefer a 12-inch radius. Because this will be my last opportunity to work on the fretboard without frets on it, I'm sanding this up to 800 grit. With the fretboard taken care of, we can turn our attention to shaping the neck. Here I'm using a spoke shave to get a general roundness to it. With the spoke shave work done, I'm turning my attention to the heel of the neck. This will probably take me the most time, so I figured I would just tackle it and get out of the way. I'm using a rasp here to get the heel to its general shape. The entire neck shaping process didn't take me as long as I thought it would. I'd say probably 45 minutes start to finish. It really wasn't that bad. Now I'm using the rasp to work where the neck meets the headstock of the guitar. And so once the whole neck has been shaped with the rasp, I move to a file, and I'm just going to keep getting to increasingly higher and higher grits as I go along. Once all the filing is done, I switch to 120 grit sandpaper. At this point in the process, I'm only going up to 220 grit because I'm still going to be banging on the neck when I put the frets in and things like that. I'll sand it up to probably 600 or 800, later once it's attached to the guitar. Alright guys, so that's about it for this video. Like I said, I ran out of material, so I didn't get to do as much in this video as I wanted, and instead of waiting a couple days for the fret wire to come in, I figured I would just stop here and put out a video and then continue on when the supplies came. So if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, give it a thumbs up, and share it with your friends. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to follow me on my website, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.